So we are going to get started with the official portion of the review session. So former students, you are more than welcome to be here. I ask that you not try to show off all of your amazing Latin knowledge that you gained from somewhere, and let the newbies give most of the answers, if you would be so kind. Oh, they're here. They're just not sending as many messages as you guys. So yesterday's review session, we covered really in depth parts 3 and 4. So if you are planning or feel like you need to review your noun adjective pairs or your verb conjugations, then definitely go back and watch the video from yesterday's review session. Today we are going to focus in on parts 1 and 2. Okay, so we're going to be talking about translating sentences, some short sentences. We'll do a little bit of practice. We'll talk about the case uses. We'll do a little practice with the composition section, where I ask you to translate a part of a sentence into Latin. Okay. If we have time, we could do some Roman calendar practice, but I want to focus in first on the sentence stuff. So in the chat, if you are one of my current students, just put your name in the chat so I know who I've got. I think I caught most people when they arrived, but if you're a current student and you're in the chat, let me know. We got Sloan. I know Rowan is playing along in Discord. Hannah's here. Avani's here. Liam's here. I think Jaden said he'd be joining. Tati's here. Zubair's totally not here. Balancing Discord chats now. Oof. 2020. Here we go. All right, other current students, if you guys are here or you show up, there we go. Hey, Jaden. So we're going to go through some sentences. First things first, as soon as you see a sentence on screen, please don't just start typing in translations. We know how very smart all of you are, but we want to go through them slowly but surely. All right, I wrote a certain number. Oh, no worries, Jaden. I wrote a certain number of sentences, and I'd hate to go through all of them in 5 minutes. I'd like to kind of let us take our time a little bit. There will be some vocabulary in these sentences that we don't know yet, but I'm going to tell you what it means. So if that were the case on the test, I would give you that vocabulary. Okay? So without further ado, let's look at our translation sentences. So again, don't just type a translation into the chat, please and thank you. So here's our first sentence. Make these a little bit bigger. Okay. So we have Rex tres magnos canes habet. Okay. So think about what case each of these words are. I think it's a little easier for me to just kind of go through those with the latency issue. But Rex here in the nominative case, because he is the subject. What case do we think trace is? Tres magnos canes habet. So this is one of our numbers from our worksheet on Latin numbers. That's why I threw this one at you. It does mean 3, but what case is that word in? Because remember, the numbers 1, 2, and 3 have cases. So what case is trace? It's not ablative. That would be tribus if it were ablative. Think about that ace ending. Think third declension. Yeah, it's accusative, right? So these numbers that decline, right, they have cases. Typically, you want to look at the words around it too, because if you have three, three what, right? So what case are magnos canes? Tres, magnos canes. They're all the same case. So adjectives, right, they always have to have the same case as the words that they're going with. And then we have our verb here. Three big dogs, absolutely, but what is the full translation? Rex tres magnos canes habet. Remember, when we translate, we put the subject first, then we put the verb, and then we put everything else. Yep, the king is my subject. My verb is habet, has, and my direct object, three big dogs. Okay. So this is about as standard as it gets in terms of sentence structure. You have your subject at the beginning, you have your verb at the end, and you have your direct object here in the middle. The king has three big dogs. That's not one of the words on our list, so I would give you that word. Okay, so don't worry too much about the vocabulary today, because I do want to expose you guys to some new vocab, but any words in the sentences would either be on your list or I will tell you what they mean. But I just got really tired of writing sentences with the same 50 words, so I just wanted to throw you guys some new stuff. All right, next sentence. In flumine parvo, lost my long mark there. In flumine parvo natabamus. So we have a little word in. What case do we have with flumine? In flumine. We got ablative. What about parvo? In flumine parvo. So parvo is not a verb, right? Parvus is an adjective. So knowing our vocabulary, especially knowing what part of speech we're dealing with, this big honkin' thing at the end is our verb, right? Yep, the O is great when it's a verb, right? When you're looking at a verb, but there is no verb parvo, right? There's the adjective parvus. So that is also ablative. And then this thing, natabamus, there's my verb. Tell me about it. The chat would not let you send ABL. Interesting. Natabamus. Yeah, it might just slow you down. You can only send so many messages. First plural imperfect from Augie. So we have first plural imperfect. Okay. Now, when you are translating a sentence, right, as I'll keep coming back to this, the subject goes first. Where is the subject in this sentence? In flumine parvo natabamus. Where's the subject? We got an Augie this year too. The subject is we. Excellent. So anytime your verb is first person or second person, the subject is already there. We or I or us or we. My God. I or we, y'all, you or y'all. Right? So when it's first person or second person, you kind of get it for free built into the verb. So we what? Natabamus, we... That was weird. Ooh, very close. Not sailing. Natare isn't to sail. I wouldn't recommend sailing in a small river. That might get tricky. We were swimming, yeah. In the small Okay. In flumine parvo. Why are those words in the ablative case? In flumine parvo. That's okay. Why are they ablative? A couple ways we can answer this. So you give the fancy answer, ablative place where. That's a great answer. Also, just, simply the preposition, right? Preposition in goes with the ablative in this case. Yeah, your sentences this year might be a little bit more complicated. All right. Milites Caesaris. This might sound more like a sentence you might have this year. Milites Caesaris ad Galliam ambulabunt. So, what case are milites? They could be accusative in form. Milites could be accusative. Or milites could be nominative. So when you have this situation, how do you know? How do you tell? Are soldiers the subject or are they the direct object? This is a classic moment that you're going to run into 1,000 times when you're reading Latin. How do you know if the soldiers are the subject or the direct object? What makes you say subject? Keep talking. So the verb's subject is some kind of a they, right? What does this mean, ambulabunt? They will walk, right? So it's either the soldiers are the subject, the soldiers will walk, or somehow they're the direct object and they will walk the soldiers, which really doesn't make any sense. So you always want to read the entire sentence to try to figure out, whether this word is the subject or the direct object. It's looking like in this sentence they are the subject. What case do we think Caesaris is? His name is Caesar in the nominative. What case do we think Caesaris is? Absolutely, Zubair. So what does that mean? What are the milites Caesaris? Caesar's soldiers. Love it, love it, love it. Caesar's soldiers. Yeah, his army, his soldiers. Ad Galliam, to Gaul. Caesar's soldiers will walk to Gaul. You could say the soldiers of Caesar, that works too. Why is this word accusative? Why is Galliam accusative? Ad means towards. Yeah, whatever you're going towards goes into the accusative because this little word, right, ad, this little preposition, takes an accusative. It goes with an accusative. That's just what it likes to hang out with. Okay? So the soldiers of Caesar, or probably better English, Caesar's soldiers, will walk to Gaul. Okay? You read toward us forward. Oh, yeah, that's a little different. How about this one? Nice and simple. Mea soror wakam widebat. Waka might be a word you learned last year. It's not on our vocabulary list. I would give it to you, but I have a feeling someone in the chat knows what it means. Mea soror. What case is mea soror? This is one of our vocabulary words. Yeah, she's in the nominative case. What case is wakam? Even if we don't know what it means, what case is it? They got this, Johnny. You can swoop in if it's a really, really tough one. It is in the accusative case. And what form is widebat? Gosh, that was a World Cup song, right? That was the Shakira song. What form is widebat? Third singular imperfect. All right, Johnny, hit him with the waka. What's it mean? It's a cow. So what's going on in this sentence? Yeah, Africa 2010. Oh my god, that was 10 years ago. That song was awesome. Almost as good as I think it was the 06 song. That was Waving Flag. That song was awesome. My sister, I don't know if I would say was watching a cow. That kind of feels weird. Plus that would be spectabat, probably. So when you say video, it's not like that's more specto. Specto is like a long-term looking at something. Video, I see you, Rowan. I got you in the chat, Rowan. Rowan says my sister saw, and he didn't know what a waka was, but Miss Bauer taught it to him. I won't tell her that you forgot. Yeah, video's more to see. My sister saw a cow. I mean, in certain contexts, I guess watch would be okay, but video is more like seeing something, and spectare is watching something or looking at something. I know they're very, very similar verbs. But I would say in this context, you're not really watching a cow. You just kind of saw a cow. So my sister saw a cow. Oh, there's my favorite question in the world. Would that be wrong on a quiz? I don't know if I'd mark it wrong, but I'm just trying to give you the best, the best translation. By the way, teachers love it when you ask that question. We absolutely love that question. All right, Puer Sakrawaka. Puer, what case? It is in the nominative case. The preposition cum, which we haven't really talked about too much, but I'm hoping that that's a word that's up there for you from last year. What does this preposition mean, cum? Yeah, it means with. And what case does it go with? What case is parentibus? It is in the ablative case. Now this is the point, 8th graders and only 8th graders, where you wow me by telling me what we call this ablative. Cum parentibus. Get Jerry on the phone. Get him in here. You guys remember our ablative worksheet? Oh my goodness, Jaden! Woo! Alright, and then we got our verb. Right, third singular. Futuro. This is on our vocab list. Spectabo that. Alright, what do we think? Puer cum parentibus manebit. Yeah, Maneos to stay. Awesome. Yeah, they did. 6-0. Let's see what Rowan has to say in the Discord. Got no translations? Puer cum parentibus manebit? Nothing? This must be lag. I'm hoping. Clap once if you can hear me. All right, Rowan. The boy will stay with his parents. Well done, Rowan. The boy will stay with his parents. Awesome. So we have this ablative of accompaniment, but at the end of the day, we got a subject at the beginning, we got a verb at the end. The boy will stay with his parents. $20. 3 seconds isn't bad. I think that's pretty standard. Tuus pater sub arbore sedet. You guys just throw information in the chat. Give me the cases of the words, meanings if you don't know them. Yeah, tuus is of course nominative. I got that mechanical keyboard. So tuus pater, your father. Another preposition, sub. Sub means under. Excellent. It's going with the ablative here, sub arbore. And arbor is a tree. Happy Arbor Day. And then we have our verb at the end here, sedet. Third singular and present. Spot on. So tuus pater sub arbore sedet. Your father is sitting under a tree. Boom! That might be on your end, Brian. That might be a Wi-Fi issue. Because your boy's running 60 FPS and he hasn't dropped a single frame yet. We are millions for millions. We got that upgraded internet. All right, how about number 7? Equus laetam puellam servabat. We got a nominative to start. That's pretty common. It's a horse. We're going to do some sentences, and then if we have time at the end, we'll do some Roman dates. Absolutely. So laetam puellam is accusative. Laetam means happy. Fantastic. A puella is a girl, of course. Servabat. Third singular imperfect. Now we translate. I know it. I'm feeling it. That's why I picked this verb. Let's see what happens. Oh, they can't be fooled. They can't be tricked. Yeah, the horse was guarding, was protecting the happy girl. Oh, what's it a reference to? What movie? Underrated Disney movie. That's right. I did want you to say serving. We wanted to see you get fooled. Yeah, there you go. Oh, you were there. Angelito. Yeah, that was one of the vocab words on one of our quizzes. And you better believe people got tricked. All right. Let us kick it up a notch for our last one here. Oh, tangled is awesome. So the singular of this word is a senex. And that is one of your vocabulary words. I'll bring back the gaming streams. I thought you guys were too busy. I don't want to bug you. It's either nominative or accusative. That old chestnut. Zubair, what case are longas and fabulas? Definitely. What case are these two words? Definitely. Yeah, these two words are definitely accusative. So sometimes you get yourself in a situation where one word can be nominative or accusative, and then another word is definitely accusative. That kind of situation. Where you have to kind of balance them, right? So if senes can be nominative or accusative, but these two words are definitely accusative, longas, fabulas, then it probably means that these are nominative, and these are accusative. What case is filiis? It's a big old ack. Jaden, how do you know it's dative and not ablative? See, Sloan says ablative. Fight, fight, fight. Should actually be filiis. Because of Miss Bauer's memorization thing. Yeah, so what is a fabula? If somebody is narrare a fabula, so we're telling a story, and typically you tell stories. What case goes with that? Yeah, to someone. Right. So that is a dative. Oh boy, Giancarlo's in the mix. What form is narrare? What do we call this form of the verb? Narrare. Yeah, that is the infinitive, right? The form without ending, right? Because we don't have an O or an S or a T on it. And then my actual verb down here at the end is possunt. What does that mean? To be able to. What form is it in? Absolutely, Sloan. Absolutely. What form is possunt? Yeah, we know possum. We know what this verb means. To be able to. It's not future, though. It's present. How do I know it's present? Because this is irregular verb, so how do I know that this is a present form? Yeah, remember, it's just sunt. They are, and then the POS makes it able. So when you're trying to figure out what tense it is, you look at the form of sum. That's kind of like built in. All right, old people. What's a senex? All you old people in the chat. Giancarlo's a senex. Johnny's almost a senex. Angel's definitely a senex. Senex is an old man. Senex sum. All right, so put it all together. 8th graders, little guys. Yeah, but I'm twice your age. Literally. Oh. You guys are like 16 and a half. So I'm pretty much twice your age. The old men are able to play dominoes. The first part of that is right. The old men are able. All right, 8th graders, get in on this. The old men are able to what? They're able to tell long stories to their, to their sons, to their children. When you use that word filiis like that, it could just be your sons, or it could be your sons and your daughters. It can be used to be like your children, all of your offspring, in the plural like that. All right. So I would say Sloan and everybody else, like, this would probably be the longest sentence, you know. They were a little bit shorter here early on. You know, this is about as simple as I can write a sentence. But you'll have a couple that are really simple like that, and you'll have a few that are, we'll say, a little bit longer, a couple more words in them. But this is the level, right? Nothing much crazier than this. Okay. All right, let's do some of these composition sentences. So again, let's take them one at a time. So now we're not too concerned with all the vocabulary, right? Because we're just focusing in on one particular word. So now we have the vocabulary entry, right? The mathematician drew a circle on the ground. So now we're thinking through what form that word would need to be in. And then we have to take that word and put it into that form. So the first question is, what case would that word need to be if the mathematician drew a circle on the ground? Jaden, why would it be accusative? There we go. D-O, what's that mean? Accusative D-O. I know what it means, and I know you know what it means, but let's make sure everyone knows what it means. Direct object. Excellent. So how do I take the word orbis, orbis, masculine, circle, and put it in the accusative case? For Bem, excellent. What declension is that word? And how do you know? It is third. What if I did this? What if I said drew a large circle on the ground? What if I added to the party here? I would, of course, give you the vocabulary. Magnus, magna, magnum. Excellent. It would be magnum. Why would it be magnum going with orbem? Yeah, this adjective, right, based on just the kind of adjective that it is a first and second declension adjective. So the masculine form magnus is second declension, magna is first declension, and magnum is second neuter. So, since orbis is masculine, we use magnus, and then we have to make it accusative to agree. So, orbem magnum, or magnum orbem. The order isn't really too important. All right. Boy cried with his friends. What case would friends be in that sentence? Jaden, what case is that? It is ablative of accompaniment, absolutely. So we take this word amicus, we make it ablative and plural. Don't forget about singular and plural as well. And we get amicis. What if I made it his many friends? And I also gave you multus, multa, multum. Jaden, new case use guy. Hey, Jerry's got some big shoes to fill. Yeah, it would be multis. Right. Amicus happens to be second declension. Well, so is multus. So that works out pretty well. So if your noun and your adjective happen to be the second declension, the same declension, in this case second declension, then they'll have the same ending. And that's good. Life is good. But it's not required. All right. Our personal favorite sentence from the sentence writing committee that met for the first time 20 minutes before the review session started. Y'all gonna make me lose my mind. What case would my mind be up in here? Accusative direct object seems legit. Now, how do we do that to these two words? Oh, Jaden, you're so close. You're so close. Mentem looks good. Don't forget about this little... My volume cut off. What? Very close, Sloan. That might have just been a typo. Can you guys hear me? Okay. It might just be you, Jaden. Yeah, I figured that was a typo, Sloan. So, it needs to be may-am. And Sloan, why may-am? Why does it need to be may-am? First declension? Why does it need to be first declension? Yeah, we need to use the feminine form here. We need to use mea because mind is feminine. Okay, it's back. I don't know if Kogo goes with an infinitive, Maddie. I can't remember. It probably does. You would need a may in there too. For the purpose of losing my mind. You're going off right now. I like it. All right. According to the laws of aviation, bees shouldn't be able to fly. What do we got? What case do we need? Is that really his name? Name is Barry B. Benson? We have some dissension in the ranks. What case are bees? Don't let this big old chunk here get in your way. I don't need that. That's all extra. And sometimes that happens, right? You get some big preamble, you get a big prepositional phrase or something like that to start a sentence. But at the end of the day, what are the bees doing in this sentence? They are the subject, right? Oops. So I need them to be nominative and I need them to be plural. So what would the nominative plural be for apis? Apes. One apis, many apes. What if I change this around to say that, I don't know, small bees shouldn't be able to fly? Yeah, always check the singular plural thing. Angelo, what's up? Apes, parwai, fantastic, right? So we use parwa because bee happens to be feminine. And we make this word, first declension, nominative plural, which is parwai. So we have apes, parwai. Take it easy, Maddie. Thank you very much. See you, Johnny. All right. Numafumf. My father's final words were, "Love her as I loved her, and there will be joy." Apes non possunt. So we have an apostrophe S situation, which means we've got the final words of my father. Yeah, the words would be nominative, right? The words are the subject. This possessive, right? So it's not pater mei. It's the words of, you're very, very close. Mei, this would absolutely be genitive as well. We could do both of these words in the genitive. In fact, why not? Meon. So because it's a noun and an adjective, we need to make them both genitive. Patris, but my is an adjective, right? My is always an adjective. Your is an adjective. But I can't take a noun like father, right? I need a case. I need a genitive case for that. So it would be patris mei. It would look like that. So if I did the whole sentence, just so you guys could see it, it would be the ultima verba, the final words of my father were, always autocorrects me, and so on and so forth. So the final words are the subject. They are the final words of my father. So my father's final words were, I don't know what they be. Maam, Ut, Maui, let's Gaudium, Erit. There we go. Yeah, what is this from? If you get it, I'll be very, very impressed. It's an older movie, but it's so good. Such a good movie. Yes. Of course, the oldest man in the room, save me, would come through, Giancarlo. Well done. Such a good movie. Such a good movie. All right, and I think we got one more, and then we can do some Roman date stuff with our last 10 minutes. Oh, it's a fantastic movie. Came out in 1987. You know what else came out in 1987? This guy. Oh, so awesome. All right, yesterday my teacher showed a map of Italy to our class. What case are we going to use for our class? My name is Inigo Montoya. You killed my father. Prepare to die. We are going to use the dative case, Zubair. Fantastic, right? Particularly with this verb, right? We show something to someone. So how do I take these two words and make them dative? Classis, classis. What would the dative be? And remember, Sloan, you have to start it with hello. My name is Inigo Montoya. You killed my father. Prepare to die. Last one, guys. Dig deep. And then we'll do some Roman dates. What's the dative of classis, classis? Yeah, I think there's a whole generation of people who watched that and really wanted to get into fencing. All right, Angel, you better help us out because the 8th graders are slacking right now. They're too distracted by the Princess Bride. That's right. Putting you on the spot. Come on, easy money. We need to make these two words dative. Class C. Class C Nostri. Excellent. So when you think of a class, it's kind of a singular thing. Even though it's made up of multiple people, class is kind of a singular noun. You could have classes, but we can keep this singular. Just because it's our class doesn't mean that it's more than one class, right? So it's just an adjective. Nostr is an important word. Okay. All right. So we've got about 9 minutes left, so let's do some Roman dates. I'm just going to put some random dates in here. So if you're going to put answers in the chat, just number your answers so that we know which one you're doing. So let's start with May 24th. We'll do January 3rd. December 19th, February 6th, and October 16th. I'll be very mean. It's got me in the superscript. Give you guys some time to work through these. All right, so the first one is late May, which means we're counting down to the calends of June, and we're at least more than 1 day away, so we're going to be some number of days from the calends of June. So the way we count, June 1st, day before that would be May 30, 30 days have September, April, June, 31st, May 31st, and then 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24. So that is 9 fingers. So please, please, please use your fingers and count on the day, right? So June 1st, May 31st, 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24. So that's 9 days. For number 2, January 3rd, we are counting down to the nones of January. The nones of January are on the 5th. First of all, we would never do AD and PRID in the same date. You're either doing PRID or you're doing AD and a Roman numeral. So if January's nones are on the 5th, we go 5th, 4th, 3rd. So we should have 3 for our Roman numeral. So it is the 3rd day before the nones of January. So January 5th is the nones. The 4th would be PRID. So the 3rd for the Romans would be the 3rd day before. You guys are making me nervous on these Roman dates. You're making me nervous. Rowan, I see you in the chat. You're rocking and rolling. No, the only months where they're on the 7th are March. Oops, I can't type. March, May, October, and July. The only 4 months. March, May, October, July. I see you, Angelo. Excellent. OJ. OJ. All right, December 19th. So we're counting down to the calends of January. We're going to be some number of days from the calends of January. Giancarlo, those were the original 31-day months, all the way back in Romulus's calendar. They were the 4 OG long months. But I'm sure Dante could confirm that. All right, so the calends of January are the 1st of January, and then the day before that would be the 31st. 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19. So that was 14 fingers. And I'm looking in the chat, and I'm seeing some 14s. Let's go. Julius Caesar eating M&Ms on Halloween. Oh my God. Mr. Kirpin. That is genius. Mr. Kirpin, let's go. Ugh, I bow before your greatness. Julius Caesar eating M&Ms on Halloween. Oh, my mind is blown right now. All right, 2 more, guys. February 6th. What are we thinking? Oh, we never do Roman numeral 2. Never, never. That's Prid. See you later. So February 6th, unfortunately, it's not Prid, though, because the nones of February are on the 5th. So we missed the nones. There you go, Zubair. We got to count down to the Ides. And it will be 8 days until the Ides. There's another little trick, too. And I'll put it down here. The nones of February are, by definition, the 9th day before the Ides. That's what nones means. Nones means 9th. So the nones are always the 9th day before the Ides, which means that the day after the nones is always 8 days before the Ides, and then 7 days before the Ides, and then 6 days, and so on. So the nones are always, always, always the 9th day before. So whatever day comes next is the 8th day before. Mr. Kirpin, did I just blow your mind? Did I return the favor? Yeah! Excellent. All right, what about October 16th? And then we'll call it a day. Because my pros kids. Oh, I got to get my fingers going. So we're counting down to the calends of November. November 1st, October 31st, 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16. That is Angelo. My goodness. You are savant. That is 17 days before the calends. Oh, I just taught Mr. Kirpin why they're called the nones. Because it's the 9th day before the Ides. All right, kiddos, it is 3:30, so I'm going to cut the video here. And I got somebody waiting for me in my pros class, so I'm going to go do my second review session of the day. But you guys can feel free to shoot me an email or come, pop in later or whatever. If you see me in office hours, you're always welcome to jump in. All right, guys. Thank you so much for coming. I'll see some of you tomorrow. Bye.